Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, we're gonna try this one more time, man. I've been trying to go live all day today and been having bad service, man. So if it don't work this time, then I guess it wasn't meant to be. But I'll try this one more time, man. So let y'all get back in the building again and just chop it up about a few things, man. DB, what's up, man? Yeah. He said, damn, man, I've been live about 4 times today, man, but service sucks, man. And service should be pretty good out here, man. Blackout was good. I'm back in, man. If it don't work this time, bro, I guess it wasn't meant for me to go live today. Kiwi07 was good, man. Good time for me to go ahead and go live. We out here in I'm in Wisconsin right now, Wisconsin Dells. Little resort. What's it called? Mount Olympus. It's like a resort. It's like a theme park. Water rides. This shit reminds me of like Six Flags with water rides, and it has regular rides too. But the thing is, I don't do none of this shit. This is all for the kids, man. So I got my kids out here and my younger brother, letting them enjoy themselves. And while they doing that, I'm gonna just go live. But it's crazy. This is my first time being out here though, man. Yeah, Wisconsin Dells. Pretty nice. I'm not a ride person though. That's the thing about it. Beyonder, what's up, man? Haplotype. Nah, DB, I'm just using my regular, just turning my phone on and going live, bro. I like the theme of the hotel though, the Mount Olympus, because it looked like a like reconstructed Rome. That's what the hotel looked like. If you can, it's behind me. You can't see. It's like they got the Rome Coliseum. And it's like the hotel is in. I like that. I like that stuff. That's pretty dope. Anyways, though, Levi Khan, what's good, man? You say, OG, they pushing the Joyce Dubois back to November. Now, what you think? I heard about that, man. Levi says Devar Williamson versus DeVern, who wins? And Williamson's kind of tough, man. He gave Klitschko some tough rounds. Williamson was a good amateur back in the late 90s, too. I'll probably go with Stavern in his best. The Stavern that fought Austin and the Stavern that fought Areola those first 2 fights, I'll pick that Stavern Williamson. But you know what I'm saying? So let me see. But you asked me about Levi Khan says Joyce and Dubois push back. Yeah, I heard about that, man, and I heard Warren say something about that. He wants to fight where there's going to be people in the seats, and I know a lot of promoters and some fighters and everything. They're trying to push things back to see if they can have a crowd because they want to make as much money as possible off the fight, and they want to have people in attendance. And I understand that if you're trying to wait it out. But another thing is this though, man. Why is it? And this, it's boxing, but look, I'm not trying to take away no revenues from the fighters, man. But my thing is this: if the whole world has adapted, they need to adapt as well. So if it can't be a big crowd, let's not put these fights off until, until wherever you're at, what country you're in, to where you can fill up a venue. You know what I mean? Just give us the fights, man. Like, everybody else is adapting. The NBA, the NFL, the NHL, all these other sporting organizations are adapting. The world, period. People that work at stores and restaurants and everybody else is adapting. Boxing needs to adapt as well. I'm talking for the big fights. You know what I mean? But I understand from a promoter's point of view, we're going to wait until we can get a venue and fill the venue up with people. I get it. But if that doesn't happen, just give us the fights, man. It's a kind of a shit. This is a new era for us. So you might have to, give us a fight with nobody in the crowd. You know what I mean? Let me see here. MMA champ, the GOAT, says thoughts on Eddie Hearn saying we are not ready for AJ versus Fury. Eddie Hearn said we are not ready. Yeah, I seen Eddie Hearn. He was saying stuff like, because Tyson Fury is saying if no Wilder fight. And he keeps saying that, and I don't know why Tyson Fury is saying that. I think he's saying it because Wilder's not saying anything. But listen to, man, what's my guy? I think his name is Tay Jones. He's a part of Team Wilder. I've seen him do a plethora of interviews. What's my man's name? Aki TV. Shout out to him. He did a interview with him. I want to say he did one with Blue Blood as well. But I've seen him do a couple interviews, man, and he's saying that Wilder's training. So Fury's saying is, just in case there's no third fight, I don't know where he's getting that information from, according to somebody that's a part of Wilder's team, was literally in Wilder's house when he was doing an interview with Aki TV, and he was saying that the fight's happening. We don't know why Tyson Fury keeps saying this, but Eddie Hearn said we're not ready for that. No, Eddie Hearn, you're not ready to give it to us because you would want a fight like that in front of a large crowd, and you want people to be there so you can make more money. But what do you mean that we won't be ready, man? We've been waiting for them. If Fury were to fight, Anthony Joshua right now, why wouldn't the world be ready for an undisputed fight? That shit don't make no sense. You sound ridiculous, man. We had an undisputed champion since 1999. You telling us that we're not ready? Like, you're not ready. Like, no, we're ready for those type of fights. Let me see here. Keep07 says you're lucky, bro. Here in Melbourne, Australia, we can't even go 1 mile from our home. Damn. Sorry to hear that, man. It's choppy right now, DB. Hey, y'all let me know if y'all can hear me, man. This wind is crazy out here right now. If y'all can't really hear me, man, I'm gonna just end this because I don't want to start talking about other stuff. You can't really hear me, man. Okay, you can hear me, Derek? All right. Wind is crazy, though. Yeah, man. So I cannot find nowhere decent to do this damn video. The Beyonder says Hemi and Hio on the undercard for JP versus Fa. Hemi and Fa seem to be rolling together these days. Yeah, when I did an interview with Junior Fa, man, it had been like 2 years ago. It's still on my page. You type in Mr. Boxing, Junior Fa in interview, it'll pop up. But I did an interview with him, and I was asking him about possibly fighting Hemi, and he was saying that he would never fight Hemi and Hio. It had to be like big, crazy money on the table for them to fight each other. So I think they're friends, and you guys know how I feel about friends in the same division. Respect to their friendship and all, but to me, there ain't no friends, man. Not when you're both trying to become the heavyweight champion of the world. We gonna be friends later, but right now we're trying to, be the king of this division. So I understand it. Shit, Evander Holyfield fought. I know when he fought Henry Tillman, I believe he went to Tillman's wedding. I want to say a few weeks before their fight or a few weeks after their fight. But he put the beat down on Henry, and then he was like his best man in his wedding. So I get it about being friends, but and I remember when Jarrell Miller was saying that about fighting Adam Kownacki, that for them to fight, it had to be huge money on the table for a championship fight. So my thing, man, there ain't no damn friends when you're trying to be heavyweight champion of the world, man. Not in the same division. That's just my point of view. I'm not a professional heavyweight with a friend, so I guess I don't understand, right? Okay, you want to see him? Yeah, I would love to see him fight too, man. I like his style, a little, shorter fighter, like to come forward. I'd love to see him fight. But what y'all think about Dillian Whyte? Now, I've been posting videos of Dillian Whyte training, and I do like the fact that he is hungry to get back in the ring after suffering a knockout loss like that. But I'm seeing a lot of training as far as like conditioning and cardio. I've seen him do some bag work. I've seen him on the little mountain climber machine, if that's what it's called, the little thing where you kind of climb it with your hands and your feet. And my thing is this: maybe he's waiting to do some like skill training or what, things like that. But bro, you need to be practicing how to get out the way of an uppercut and a left hook. Again, I'm a dude on YouTube talking shit, right? So what do I know? But I mean, I like the cardio. Now, I'm not saying that, that you shouldn't stay in shape, but the videos we should be seeing is how to avoid a uppercut on the inside, how to avoid a left hook, wrapping up, grabbing, using your, things like that when I'm watching him work out. And maybe he is doing that and he's just not posting that material yet. But from what I see, I'm just thinking to myself, like, bro, you got to, train how to, your defense, man. Not so much, hitting the heavy bag, which is essential in training, right? Hit the mitts, hit the bag, spar and all that. But I want to see clips of ducking, rolling, pivoting, putting up, defensive drills, man. But I think the second fight is winnable for him. using it. I mean, he did show that he can hurt Povetkin and put him on his ass, but he couldn't keep him there. But using his jab and being the longer fight with the reach and everything like that, I think he should try that approach. But Dillian Whyte is a come forward type of guy, man. So I'm not sure how his style is going to change up. You know what I mean? Ernest Terry says, why don't fighters go away to isolated camps out of their hometowns when training for upcoming fights instead of gym in town and go home at night like it's 9 to 5 or something? People need those type of camps where they need to go to a secluded area. I mean, we've seen guys like, like some of the greats do that, right? Ali had like his own little camping ground where he would go. Sugar Ray Robinson used to do it. Joe Louis used to do it. But then you got guys like Floyd Mayweather, you know what I mean, who's had tons of success, and he may just be the exception. But shit, look at a guy like Andre Ward. His training grounds were still in the Bay Area. You know what I mean? So it's different for every fighter, man. Everybody's different. Some guys need to go to secluded spaces. To me, you need to just check yourself individually and just from going out to a secluded place, or if you need to be home in your city or around your friends. Andrew Ruiz, Chris Arreola fight, mainly because they should have been fought. This fight is about 5 years overdue. I'm not sure how much juice Arreola has. He showed a little bit in that fight with Konaki, but I think fighting that style, man, Ruiz is tough on the inside. He has good defense. He has quicker hands than Arreola on the inside. So I'm picking Ruiz to win that fight, but they're talking about November 7th, and they're also talking about Luis Ortiz versus Scott Alexander. Fighting on the same card may set up the fight between the both of them. I know back in the day, that's how a lot of cards were set up. They'll put two guys on the same card to showcase them, and then they fight at a later date. You know what I mean? So they're talking about that fight maybe a possibility for 2021. However, though, Scott Alexander, man, he's a tough dude. Doesn't carry a lot of knockout power, not a huge KO percentage guy. His most notable fight against Travis Kaufman, he's fought LaRon Mitchell and Rodney Hernandez and guys like that. Tough journeyman type guys, man. I don't think he has enough to beat Luis Ortiz, man. I see Luis Ortiz chopping him up, using his jab, being surgical with that left hand. Alexander, he's a slick guy though, man. He'll put up the high guard. He'll, got a little slick defense. He'll cover. He knows how to survive. He can fight. Sometimes he gets a little lackadaisical. Has these lapses sometimes where he just goes straight defense. And I think in those spots like that, he can be dangerous, because he was dangerous against Kaufman, where he caught Kaufman with a good left hook. Kaufman thought it was more to him. This after Kaufman had dropped him with a right hand on the inside. He was still working on the inside, boom! Alexander landed a left hook on him, dropped him, right? So in those little spots like that, one thing about Ortiz, like when he fought Jennings was resting on the inside. When he caught Jennings with that uppercut, Jennings was on the inside, kind of resting with Ortiz, and boom, Ortiz caught him with something nasty. So Alexander's going to definitely have to stay off the ropes and be careful on that inside, messing with Luis Ortiz. I think he's the harder puncher between the two. He has way more experience. Alexander was the guy that, he was in that All-American heavyweight camp with Dominic Brazil, and who else was in that? Dominic Brazil was in that camp. Charles Martin was in that camp. It was that what they had out there in Carson, California. Michael King did that experiment where he was bringing in guys that were 18 years and older. They were between 6'3" and up as far as height, and 230 pounds and up. Had them at one facility, paying for their food and room and all that, and trying to manufacture some heavyweights. And Scott Alexander was a part of that. So he has that experience. He's been in some camps, but I don't think he has enough to beat Luis Ortiz, man. Yes, sir, Levi Khan. Go Vikes. Bruce Ghost says signal lost. This is trash, man. This may be, I don't know if I'm going to keep this one up, man. Hogan Ball says Wilder has a big dent in his head. Another few shots to it, and his brains will be scrambled. You've seen the last of the Bronze Bomber. No chance he'll get a boxing license with that indentation. Well, I'm not sure he even still has that. I haven't, I'm not Wilder's doctor, man. I'm not sure if he still, obviously I seen it after the fight, but if they okay him to fight, then I guess he's okay to fight. Wallace 007 was good, man. You got Povetkin by KO in the 12th in the rematch. Yeah, Levi Khan, I'm not really happy about Ortiz versus Alexander either, man. I'm not. And I know a lot of people are not going to know who the hell Scott Alexander is, but a guy like me and fans like me will know who he is. But it's a mismatch, but I will say he isn't the worst journeyman guy that you could have got. Doesn't have a lot of experience, but he will be in shape. He will come to fight. Don't think he has enough in the toolbox, though, man. Hey, Dad, how you doing? I see my dad up in here. Levi Khan said Povetkin versus Herkovic. I got Herkovic if it happens after Whyte rematch. That'd be a good one. I mean, I would favor Herkovic. He doesn't have the experience, but he has a lot of experience in the amateurs. You know, he's one of those guys, a lot of amateur experience, a lot of camp experience. I did see that somebody was telling me about that they finally put that clip up of Herkovic versus Wilder when they were sparring in the Klitschko camp, like 2013 or something like that, 12 or something like that. And I finally seen that clip. It was like a minute and 15-second clip, man. The clip was edited as hell. You know what I mean? So out of that minute 15, I would say Herkovic got the best of Wilder, but it's a minute and 15-second clip, and you could tell that it was edited. So, but from that minute 15, it did look like Herkovic was getting the best of him. That's one of the reasons why when I made that video in 2014, I said Herkovic is going to be a world champion one day. This one he was an amateur, and I picked him for the 2016 Olympics to win gold. So I've been talking about Herkovic for a while, man. So to me, he's no surprise to me. Ernest Terry says, Mr. Boxer Day, would you get Deontay a real, no nonsense, no yes man trainer, or would you keep his trainers as is if in charge of his camp? Well, like I always say, man, I don't think you should blow everything up because of one bad night. Deontay Wilder, at least from my observation, has lost rounds in fights. There's a few fights I thought he was losing the fight until he got the knockout. So, I mean, you can get like another eye in the camp, you know, another set of experienced eyes, like a Stacey McKinley, James Ali Bashir, somebody like that, you know, but I don't think it should blow everything up, man. He's got this far with that team. I don't see why they blow everything up now. You know, but another set of eyes in camp, I wouldn't be against that at all. You know what I mean? Because you want your fighter to be, now some people say take him out of his comfort zone. And that's true in most cases, in my opinion. But to me, when you're in the corner on fight night, you want somebody that's familiar. You want to be familiar with, you know, the people you got and somebody that you trust. You know what I mean? So, like I said, somebody in camp to show him and his team a few things, few pointers, I wouldn't mind about that. You know, I wouldn't mind that. But just blowing everything up and try to teach him something new with a whole new team, for the biggest fight of his life, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Red Bunny Z says, I'm finished. He says, I'm finished, the whitest dude that you can find, but I got this. You know how to rap? I know how to rap Christmas gifts. Volcano, I appreciate that. What is that? That $7 holla, man. He says, salute Mr. Box, and appreciate the work, brother. Salute to you as well, man. I appreciate that. Official AJ, what's good, man? I got 0 rhymes. 0. Then I seen Dillian Whyte was making fun of Andy Ruiz. And look, I like the trash talking. I like guys that show personality. They can sell the fight. They can get the public interested in their fights. But Dillian might have to scale back a little bit with just talking trash about everybody. Now, I understand that Andy Ruiz has been talking trash to him. Now, Dillian Whyte came out, responded, saying that, because, you know, Andrew Ruiz and Dillian Whyte been going back and forth for like over a year, man. So when Andrew Ruiz was making fun of Dillian getting knocked out, didn't surprise me. He was making fun of Dillian Whyte being knocked out against Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua makes fun of Ruiz's body and losing Anthony Joshua by decision and all that. So they've been doing this. But one thing Dillian don't want to do is pay too much attention to everybody that's not Alexander Povetkin. You know what I mean? So when he's on all this joke and all that, man, just make sure that you're fully prepared for your fight against Povetkin. And same thing goes for Ruiz, man. You know what I mean? You got Chris Ariola in front of you, who is not, in his prime anymore, but he will come to fight, and he's going to come right to you. If you're not ready on fight night, man, you may get upset because he showed that he has some left in the tank against Konaki. Now, a fight that Ariola had with Konaki, usually, especially for an older fighter that's towards the end, usually those type of fights take everything out of you. And another thing I want to highlight about Ariola is he said that if he loses the Konaki fight, he's going to retire. Well, he lost that fight. He showed a good showing, a good effort, but he lost the fight. So mentally, I'm like, did he check out? Because usually when fighters say that, hey, if I lose this fight, I'm going to retire. If I don't beat this guy, I'm going to retire. It's like when guys are speaking of retirement before fights, it always kind of make me scratch my head a little bit. Now, obviously, he didn't retire, right, because he's fighting Ruiz. But kind of wondering about that, man. But Chris is going to come to fight, though. Yes, I covered the Ortiz fight, AJ. Like I was saying, man, Alexander's just one of them tough journeyman type dudes that you don't want to sleep on for a prospect type of guy. Not necessarily for the Luis Ortiz type of guy. Don't think he has enough. I think he'll try to go in there and be savvy and make Luis Ortiz miss and try to, play the back foot game and step to him and try to land little chopping shots and all that. But I think things will get picked apart, man. If anything, I think he needs to try to speed up the fight and try to test Ortiz's age and try to test those legs, man, and try to speed up the fight and fight like the younger man. But that's going to leave more opportunities for him to get countered. And Ortiz is a tremendous counter puncher who has very heavy hands. What's my favorite Biggie Smalls rhyme or song? Man, Biggie got a nice little catalog, man. Damn, my favorite Biggie song. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. Damn, that's a hard one. Somebody Gotta Die. To tell you the truth, man, just put in Life After Death and just let both of those CDs just rock. You know what I mean? Pretty much. Juicy's another one too. Let me see. Levi Khan said Lucas Brown wants to fight Bare Knuckle. Good luck to him. That Bare Knuckle stuff ain't nothing to play with, man. Haplotype said Wilder needs a plan for Fury backing up, and another for him coming forward simple. Tyson versus AJ, who wins? Tyson, who you mean? Tyson Fury? Talking about Tyson Fury versus AJ, who wins? I would pick Tyson Fury. But I'm not, man, that's a tough one. I don't know, man. Because one thing that Wilder doesn't do as good as Anthony Joshua, that's throwing combinations. I think Anthony Joshua throws in combinations a lot better than Wilder. And that's a different dynamic that Fury will have to deal with that he doesn't have to deal with Wilder. And that's the combination punching. So I'm not sure how good Tyson Fury's defense will be against that, but I know his lateral movement will give AJ some problems. But shit, what if AJ comes out there and try to work on his back foot with Fury? And man, I'm not sure that Anthony Joshua has like the best chin. So shit, Tyson Fury may be able to touch his chin. If he touches his chin and AJ don't see it coming, you guys got to remember, man, it's still a 270-pound man that's hitting you on your chin. You know what I mean? And if it's a shot that AJ don't see, he can get clipped. Because if Takam landed some good shots, and Pavek and all these guys can land good shots that can get his attention, I'm pretty sure that Fury will be able to get his attention. Yo, man, you starting to ask some weird questions, bro. I don't know if you trolling me or what, man, but you starting to ask some weird questions, bro. Now you asked me about, now you asking where I'm at and can you zoom in on Google Maps? Yeah, so, I don't know, man. Can you zoom in on Google Maps? Why would you want to know where I'm at? To that point. Yeah. Anyways, but hey, y'all. Let me see. Anything else I want to talk about, man? Oh yeah, man. Did you see Jerry Forrest, man? I seen this on Boxing Scene now. Jerry Forrest, after the fight, this just came out yesterday. I seen he tested positive for a banned substance. Now remember, he was the opponent that Jarrell Miller was going to face, I believe, in July, and Jarrell fell for another banned substances, plural. And the replacement was Takam for Forrest, right? Now, Jerry Forrest done popped for something. Man, boxing is crazy with these banned substances, man. These fighters popping for stuff, man. So, yeah, official AJ, go on Boxing Scene, man. Or just type in Jerry Forrest banned substance on Google and they'll pop right up. Levi Khan said Parker back in New Zealand versus that Junior 5 kid. Easy night for Parker, in my opinion. 5, nothing special, straight up and down. They do have some experience against each other, which I will say it was a long time ago. They did fight each other 4 times in the amateurs. But you never know, man. Them type of situations, man, Five may know more about Parker than fans think. You know what I mean? So you never know. But I'm definitely would favor Parker, just to experience the guys that he's fought. I think he has quicker hands. I think he has shown to have the better chin against much higher opposition. Fa hasn't been in there with nobody remotely close to anybody that Parker has fought. But just the fact that they have that experience against each other as amateurs and coming up through the ranks back then, you never really know, man. But I'm definitely favoring Parker in that fight. I mean, Parker's fought fucking Dillian Whyte, Joshua, Takam, Ruiz. Way better fighters, man. It's not even close. So I'm definitely putting my money on Parker. Fa, I'm curious to see what kind of fight he's going to fight. Is he going to let Parker take the initiative of being the aggressor and go on his back foot, which Junior 5 can do a little bit because I've seen him do it in the World Series of Boxing, or he try to come forward and try to rough up Parker, which I'm not sure that's going to work because Parker has very quick hands. And he can be a bulldog on the inside when he chooses to. I want to see how aggressive Parker's going to be in this fight with Fa. Good. Yeah, thanks AJ getting that dude out of here, man. That dude was trolling, man. I don't know why people. He must be a kid, man. I hope that's not a grown man wasting his day trolling. All right, man. This one more time, y'all. Ruiz is talented, but B-Hop, who was all disciplined, minimum talent, goes to show. Yeah, and B-Hop got more talented. He started to acquire. His talent went up as he became more disciplined. Because to me, being disciplined is a talent too. But I know what you mean, like the physical gifts of a Roy Jones. No, he didn't have that. But he had good, but his timing was great. His talents were different. His talents wasn't, B-Hop talents wasn't the eye-popping talent of hand speed and hear what you're saying. Ruiz, one thing I will say is his body's always been like that. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him. I'm just being real about how I've always seen. And even when Andy showed a picture of him being a kid as an amateur, he was a chubby kid. You know, he just grew up to be he was a chubby teenager. He was a chubby young man. Now he's a chubby older man. With him, it's just being around a certain weight and like you said, just trying to be more disciplined, man. And you know what I mean. Take camp seriously. You know what I mean. And not just depending on his talent, because eventually, man. And I heard Larry Merchant's, and I don't agree a lot with Larry Merchant's commentary, but I remember one time he said this about James Toney, and James Toney is as talented as you can be with as far as come to talent as a boxer. And Larry Merchant one time said, being fat is going to catch up with you one day, no matter how great you are. You know what I mean? It's going to attribute to something one day. And I'm a big believer in that, no matter how much talent and just natural fighting ability that you have. So hopefully Ruiz gets it, man. He's been putting up some stuff on Instagram. A lot of fans are saying those are old training footages, you know what I mean? So hopefully he just takes this shit serious, man, and just really shoot his talent to the forefront like he did in the first AJ fight, man. Doesn't have to be 225 pounds. He's never going to be that. But, you know, be at least around the weight you were for Dimitrenko or AJ, somewhere in there, man. And take advantage of your young years, man. Gregoria says, who you got? Mike Tyson versus Vlad Klitschko, potential comeback fight. If they're to fight right now, man, Vladimir will beat the brakes off Mike Tyson. And I say that right now, not in their primes, just right now. And I say now, Mike will have the puncher's chance because Vlad was always known to be a little bit chinny. Even during his championship run, Emmanuel Stewart incorporated grabbing, holding into his game plan, which I thought was great for him. There's nothing wrong with grabbing and holding. Now, doing it excessively sometimes, like he did against Povetkin, I don't like. But adding it into your game plan when you know you're a little bit chinny and when you know that you're not really an inside fighter like that, there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're the bigger man. I've never had a problem with that. He even incorporated that with Lennox Lewis. But right now, Vladimir has been... See, the thing about Mike is he just got back into great shape over the last few years or whatever. One thing about Vlad is Vlad's been in shape since he started shit. The Olympic shit, since he's always been in shape. Pretty much, he's never not been in shape. Not 3 years ago, not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago. He's always been in shape, and he's always been in the gym. And even when Vladimir retired a few years ago, he was putting up clips of himself, and I even put him up too, where he was still sparring to stay in shape. You know what I mean? So I'll definitely give Vlad. And Vlad, you know, Vlad was just in a championship fight a couple years ago. You know what I mean? With Anthony Joshua. So to me, he's closer to when he was fighting in his career than Mike was. Last time I seen Vlad in the ring, he was going tooth and nail with one of the guys that's the best heavyweights right now, Anthony Joshua. Last time we seen Iron Mike, he lost to Kevin McBride like 15 years ago. You know what I mean? So now Mike is good fighting the Roy Jones Jr. types. You know what I mean? As far as Roy is at right now, I'm not talking about Roy in his prime, trying to disrespect him. Just talking about where they're at right now, being 50-something. Official AJ says, I don't know what weight got to do with Ruiz. June 1st, Ruiz is cream of the crop. Ruiz, yeah, he is skilled, but man, Ruiz is a tough one, man, because the dude's always been just a big kid. Big kid as far as his weight. I mean, he's been, as far as his weight, he's been a hefty guy pretty much his whole career life. What, Haplo, you think Tyson killed? No, he's talking about right now, Haplo. Like right now, you think Tyson would beat Vladimir? I disagree, Haplo. I think right now Vladimir kill Tyson, man. He'll jab Mike's head off. But Mike will have a puncher's chance. I mean, Mike Tyson is the epitome of somebody with a puncher's chance, right? But right now, today, I don't know, Haplo. I'm going with Vlad, man. Okay, you think Vitaly beats the current Mike? Okay. I do too. Mike was just so far past when he used to fight. At least Vitaly, he retired in 2013? 2013, I believe Vitaly, 2013 or 14 when he retired. Something like that. It's just that, and last time you seen Vitaly in the ring, he was beating the Solis and guys, fights like that. Whereas, last time we seen Iron Mike, man, he pretty much quit. You know what I mean? And the Danny Williams fight and the McBride fights, and that was like 15 years ago. And Mike, and somebody said UK Ray says Tyson struggled against big guys. Sometimes. he didn't struggle. Why? Yeah, I get what you're saying. And Mike is just susceptible to holding or to being clinched and held. Um, but yeah, even though the two Razor Ruddock fights were some tough fights for Mike. Um, Obviously Lennox Lewis, although he caught, that was towards the tail end of Mike. Tucker took him to the decision. Bone Crusher Smith took him to the decision. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But then there were some bigger guys that he iced too, though. You know what I mean? Because he went in there and iced Tyrell Biggs. Jupiter B, what's good, bro? Cape says, "You got any thoughts on the Canadian amateur scene?" Nah, man, I gotta get back and see what they got going on out there, man. But I know Simon Keene is doing his thing. I know Dylan Carmen was doing, so I know about the fighters out there, but I got to see what the amateurs look like, though, man. Those super heavyweights out there. Stormy B, man, what's good, bro? Y'all go up some. Haplotype says Vlad was too technical. Tyson will break him down. Right now, no, Haplo, he was asking me right now if they were to fight right now. You, Haplo, you think Mike Tyson could beat Vladimir Klitschko right now if they were to fight? Yeah, UK Rays, I agree. Against the big elite ones, yeah, he did. Mike did have a little bit of problems just running through those guys. He did. Even when he would win decisions, he couldn't just run through them like that. Y'all having fun? Let's see what Haplo talking about, man. See, Haplo, I think with right now, I think Vlad will just use his jab and then just hold Mike. I know, and sometimes Mike wouldn't have fire on the inside. Like Mike could get held, and sometimes he'll look to the ref, like, "Ref, break us up. Ref, you ain't gonna break us up. Ref, you don't see that he's holding me. Ref, he's clinching me. Ref," and then Mike will get frustrated. Hey, y'all, this gonna end though, man. Hey, y'all, until next time, I appreciate everybody showing up, man. Until next time, y'all be easy. I'm gone.